Twitter is supposed to be the new center, perhaps maybe, between Twitter and Rumble of the new collective think tank for freedom of speech. Sans censorship, sans restriction, sans suppression, although Twitter has been known to suppress and shadow ban, with Rumble being a huge talking point and topic of discussion for many content creators on this platform looking to jump ship in order to be free, speak freely, say how they feel, share what they want, expose those who ought to be exposed. But is it true? To be determined. Depends on who you ask. If you ask me, I'll tell you the truth. The truth being my opinion. And my opinion is that we are heading down a dangerous path. A path that I never quite expected to be the case when I started this YouTube journey. A path in which almost everything that you see, the only truth that lies within is the fact that it's all made up. It's all fake. They're all lies. The only thing that makes that even worse is the people who believe the lies to be true. I'm going to throw this on the screen so you guys can see it. Comment came in. What I don't get, I thought Elon Musk was for freedom of expression. Now that he has bought YouTube, he censors with an S, more than needed. He is a shady caricature. The problem with this is I don't know if this is real or if this is fake. I've met a lot of people. I've come across a lot of people in my life, and I'm honestly torn on whether or not this was intentionally left as a comment on my video or if someone believes this to be true. And if you're asking yourself right now, well, Kevin, what's wrong with what they said? Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands. Additionally, they're going to cut them YouTube checks soon too. TO10. Maybe you're right. Maybe the challenges that we face in this economy, the challenges that we're experiencing with change in leadership within YouTube with the new CEO, competition out there between Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, and many other platforms. Maybe we could see checks getting cut, or more checks being cut, figuratively speaking, because YouTube doesn't send me a check. It sends me a direct deposit every month on time, like clockwork. But I think they had the option to select a paper check, but we're not living in the Stone Age. We're not poor. We have bank accounts. It's okay. But interestingly enough, when we come across these situations like these, ultimately being the perception of a problem, it's almost human nature, instinctual, to create what is considered a confirmation bias. That confirmation being, whose fault is it? And you really have one of two options. Your fault or their fault. I don't know who I'm pointing at. Your fault or somebody else's fault. My fault, your fault, their fault. Rarely do we consider that it's nobody's fault, and it just is what it is. But last night, I tried to upload a video. There may be some other YouTube content creators out there that understand the struggles that we went through last night, where the YouTube server was down. Not only was the server down and I was unable to upload the video, but it also meant that YouTube TV was down. And YouTube says on Twitter, sorry, to let you know that you might also experience an issue when watching content on multiple channels via YouTube TV. We're really sorry about this, and we'll keep you posted as soon as we have an update. Mainly, this tweet was directed at those watching the Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics game on TNT, which inevitably they were not able to do. I hate it for you. But whose fault is it? As I'm trying to upload this video and it's not working, my mind starts to think of all the potential problems that it could be. So I delete the upload and try to upload again. Same problem. It would reach 100% uploaded, but it wouldn't complete. I deleted it again. Changed the file name. Another attempt. No dice. I take it off of my computer, off of my MacBook Air. I put it on my Samsung T7 Shield SSD solid state external hard drive and try to upload it from my phone. To no avail. I switched to Safari instead of Google Chrome. Nothing worked. Now I had two choices. I had two options. I could think to myself, you know what? YouTube is blocking me specifically from uploading videos. YouTube doesn't like me. YouTube doesn't like my content. YouTube is shadow banning me, further suppressing me. Or I could take a much more logical approach and say that maybe the system has a failure. Therefore, I check Down Detector. I check Team YouTube on Twitter, and I was able to form the conclusion that there was a problem, which Team YouTube didn't actually address publicly until this morning, the following day, that there was a problem after it had been fixed, but that's typical YouTube MO. But I could have easily gone the wrong direction and automatically assumed that the problem was my channel and my channel only, allowing myself to believe this lie and formulating a confirmation bias that I've done something wrong. YouTube doesn't like my content. YouTube is against me. Clearly not the case. Now, granted, there are things you can do on YouTube that could potentially get you in hot water. For instance, using other creators' content. Now, granted, there is a fine line here between stealing content and repurposing content or borrowing content or leveraging content. YouTube often gets caught in the middle of this with fair use, but sometimes you need to utilize somebody else's content in order to tell a story. Now, granted, there are also services out there that are built on the premise, the basis of doing just that. Creators making content, putting it on a platform, offering it up for sale for others to use. But I'm pretty sure if it's just a small clip of somebody baking some biscuits or something, nobody really gives a shit. But to each their own. Oftentimes, this confirmation bias leads people down a path of self-destruction, which is easy to do as a content creator based on the algorithm, how whimsical it may be, how it may be in your favor one day and not the next. The comments that you may receive, although many of which positive, the negatives seem to resonate and dig and cut deep, leading some creators to go out on a limb and say, you know what? I know that nobody likes me. Well, I mean, if you feel that way, I know for a fact that there's some people out there that don't like me, but at the end of the day, I can say that not everybody is going to be liked. That's a true statement. Fact. But when you adopt that philosophy, when you cast that reflection upon yourself, really and truly, it really speaks more about how you feel about you. And ultimately, it's not that other people don't like you. Odds are, if you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers and you get relatively decent views for every video you upload, there's no way that could be the case. But when you align with the negative and continuously perpetuate and pump out more of just that, then you start to think things that may not necessarily be true. And the truth really being that you don't like yourself. You don't like yourself for the choices that you've made in life, the lies that you have told and or continuously tell while creating content and uploading it on this platform. The facade that you put on, the act that you pretend to try to be something or someone that you're actually not. Remember what I told you guys about misinformation, spreading of lies. It's pretty much what this platform has come down to. I could literally say anything I want about anything, and it's okay. It's almost like having immunity. The potentially unlive TV, network news debatable former President Donald Trump can literally say anything he wants without the ability to be fact checked, which could send shockwaves throughout the world based on what he says, whether it being true, false, white lies, half-truths, completely made up, or 100% accurate. To which you get to the point of either deciding you never know if anything they say is true, you don't believe a word they say, or you just trust any and everything that they tell you. That last option is pretty much what the government wants. And coming from a man who says, I know the system's rigged because I use it, makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. But even here on this platform, a creator could start a channel with zero cost, gain a subscriber base, gain viewership, get great impressions, great reach, great click-through rate, become monetized, create content, and never even be a real person. They could be artificial intelligence. They could be AI. They could be virtual. They could be a beautiful young woman seeking men to support her financially, not actually having been ever born, just created on a computer with code and technology in a virtual space, a metaverse, augmented reality, capable of taking people's money away from them based on lies, mistruths, misinformation, deception. While consequently, if anyone were to step up and say, hey, you know that's not real, right? You know that this person doesn't exist, right? You know that everything they're telling you isn't true, right? You'll then have a large population of the world, a collective group of completely misguided and unfortunately like-minded individuals that'll tell you that you're wrong, that you're lying, that you're not telling the truth, which then makes you wonder, makes you question what is really real. I can tell you what's real is this debt ceiling crisis and the banks closing. That's going to be real. That's going to be some real shit right there. That's going to be some real shit that people ain't ready for. Does it need to happen? No. Will it happen? Probably. Could it be prevented? Absolutely. Should it be? Of course. What do y'all think? Elon Musk announced on Friday that he would, in the coming weeks, hand the CEO role at Twitter over to Linda Yaccarino. I'm not good at people's names, especially these last names. These last names get me. We have such a diverse international community now that the names Whatever happened to Smith? Whatever happened to Johnson, Williams, White? I wonder what will happen with Twitter afterwards. She's supposed to be an expert in monetization, which could potentially cause some serious implications for YouTube, some serious challenges, competition, as TikTok is on the edge, the brink of being eliminated, banned in this country altogether. They'll ban TikTok, but they'll introduce a central bank digital currency. Meanwhile, what's trending on YouTube is Elon Musk and AI, artificial intelligence, and Sam Altman and ChatGPT. I'm the reason OpenAI exists. Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT. He's going to make a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money. Almost as much as Janet Yellen. I'm just playing. He's going to make way more than Janet Yellen. But she's still going to make a lot of money, despite destroying the lives and financial, economic situations at home for millions of Americans, as she continues to have closed-door meetings with private banks, financial institutions, plotting and scheming. Take your money out of the bank. Take all of your money out of the bank. That's what people tell me. That's what they advise me to do. That's what they ask me. Hey, are you taking all your money out of the bank? Are you buying gold? Are you buying silver? Are you buying uranium? If anybody's buying uranium right now, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Let me know. Before it's too late. Urgent warning, alert, breaking news, red alert. This is it. DEFCON level 10. I don't really know how high DEFCON levels go. Maybe Canadian Prepper does. But either way, if things get really, really bad, now this would be an extreme hypothetical. We could pack everything up and sell everything and literally just start over. Switch over to full-time van life. try to do a coffee pour over with instant coffee, it just kind of disappears. So next time we have to buy ground coffee. But this time we have to taste this instant coffee, which is probably going to be terrible.
Why?
It looked like chocolate milk.
Yeah, it does. Pour extra water in it.
Close, no cigar. Just making sure it works.
Oh, do you want one? Yeah, look at that one. Dad chose that something. I want sun on my face, but I don't want sun in my eyes. So, and I don't want sunglasses because then I'll have sunglasses. You hot? Am I hot? No, fine. Because I'm wearing long sleeves? No, it's the UV protection, but it's the mesh pool. It's that 32-degree mesh pool thing. See a little pokey hole? No.
How's it feel, bud? How's it feel?
your phone in it though.
All right, van life update. It's been like 2 hours. We left the van, it was 96%. AC's been running the whole time and it's been running on high. Trying to get to 71, it's 91 now, at least that's what the temperature reads. But in 2 hours, we have pretty good sunlight, so the solar panels are kicking in and trying to recoup some of the power that we use. And as you can see here, the inverter is enabled, and we used about 20% in 2 hours, so 10% an hour running the AC on a 90+ degree day. We've got the shades down, all the shades closed, the front shades are up and installed just to try to keep as much heat out and as much cold air in.
Are these super lean? No. I have no way to save it.
Avoid homelessness, avoid some of these costs that we incur every month for rent, utilities, and other expenses. Forego the mortgage, hold off on buying a home. The housing market's going to crash anyway, depending on who you ask. Interestingly enough, most of the information shared and provided on YouTube about the housing market is completely false and inaccurate, and no one questions it. No one bats an eye. They actually beg for it. They pay for it through memberships and services, and the YouTube algorithm continues to push the false narrative. Those who speak the truth They get suppressed. But is that really the truth? If everyone else is saying something different, then you appear to be the liar. But you got to choose, what path are you going to walk? Are you going to follow the masses and be just as dumb and stupid and ignorant and blind as they are? Or are you going to choose to take the higher road? Shine brighter, despite challenges, opposition, negativity, and hatred that you'll receive in the comments for merely trying to wake people up, open their eyes, help improve the situation, be a valuable contribution to society. Many do not have what it takes to do that. Many are afraid and shy and would prefer to just keep their head down and continue on down the same path that they've been on, continuously spreading mistruths and lies and misleading the masses, all to collect that check. The same check that they'll tell you, don't worry about. You don't need money. All you need is the Bible. All you need is God. All you need is Jesus. All you need to do is get right with the Lord. Because this world's coming to an end soon anyway. While you're at it, click the links in the description down below. Some of these are affiliate links that will pay me directly. Sign up for my memberships, buy my books, purchase my merch. But you don't need money. You need to raise some chickens. You need to start growing some food, planting seeds. I know. The bills are getting up there. Prices are getting higher. Inflation is really taking a toll on you. Don't worry about that. You need some solar panels, okay? You need some solar power generators. You need some bicycles. You need some rainwater collection devices. That's what you need, okay? You need some fire starters. Maybe burn this joker to the ground is what you need them fire starters for. It's crazy. I really can't believe this. And then it's like, on the flip side, in an alternate universe, in the multiverse, there's another Kevin. So you got this Kevin over here, Kevin in all caps, KV, youtube.com/@Kevin247. And then you got this Kevin over here, which is Cars with Kevin, or Cars with Kev. Actually, there's a few more Kevins because I got a whole lot of channels. But Cars with Kev is in a completely different world, completely different universe, where people understand that money has value. Working hard, there's a reason for it. There's purpose behind it. Building wealth, increasing your net worth, making purchases, not being broke, not being poor, not living paycheck to paycheck, not being at risk of completely being wiped out by this economy and the Fed and this current administration. And that group will go out and they'll stimulate the economy so that everyone else can still have the things that they want and need. Because I can tell you, if the world revolved around everyone growing their own food and planting seeds, then we wouldn't have doctors, we wouldn't have lawyers, we wouldn't have most of the businesses, if not any of the businesses that you see now. It would be a completely different place. Many of those watching this video would not survive in that society. Plain and simple. I'm included. I'm domesticated. I want technology. I want modern amenities. I want luxury. I want all that life has to offer while I'm here. And if you want to argue about it, when I'm not here, hit me up. But on this alternate universe, this multiverse, this other half of Kevin, I come across an instance of a story of a young man in his 20s, working hard, doing great things, creating content, making money on YouTube, building a business, only to be attacked. His name's Derek Barron. And he purchased a new Ford Mustang Mach 1 in a beautiful blue color. And I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. Derek Barron Productions. He's up in Georgia where I used to live. I think a friend of mine said he actually came across him because he too has a Mustang, Coyote 5.0. His is supercharged. But this Mach 1 Mustang, beautiful machine. He paid $60,000+ for it. And the first day he has it, an immature and upset, quite possibly upset with themselves, angry with themselves, person decides to throw eggs at the car, damaging the paint, scratching the hood and front driver's side fender. Completely unacceptable. Fortunately, the situation was handled in the most responsible way possible. There was a conversation, the police were called, a report was filed. He didn't even press charges, he just wanted it repaired. And therein lies the problem. Because there's going to be a percentage of the population, there's going to be a large swath of people out there who are going to say, you know what? Why don't you just get your insurance to cover it? Why don't you just call your insurance? They'll fix it. Well, one, it shouldn't happen. Okay. And if anybody tells you any otherwise, they're lying to you. And that's the truth. Two, whoever damaged it should pay for it to fix it. Fortunately, he was able to see who that was, catch it on camera, and hopefully he'll be made whole. Because if he then has to go through his own insurance, which I wouldn't, he's going to have to pay no matter what. Whoever threw the egg, odds are maybe they pay for it, maybe they pay for the damages, maybe not. But the simple fact of the matter is that if they don't, then the owner either has to accept this brand new car that he paid $60,000 for that's now damaged unnecessarily, for which many of you will say, well, that's what you get for buying a $60,000 car. And to those of you who think like that, then please unsubscribe from my channel, because that logic has no purpose here. It's not welcome. Doesn't matter if he paid $1 for the car or $100 million for the car. No one should go out and take it upon themselves to damage other people's property point blank. But if they don't pay, then either he's going to have to come out of pocket, he's going to have to accept this damaged vehicle, which would be heartbreaking every time you walk out and you see that chip paint and scratch screaming at you, this beautiful blue paint. Or you can call your insurance and they'll fix it, but they're going to charge you. If you've never used your insurance before and you call them and the claim falls under comprehensive or collision or uninsured or even a chip on your windshield, please note that your insurance premium will increase on the renewal, and it will be far more than the expense was that they fixed and repaired. Only time I see auto, car insurance, motorcycle insurance, any insurance really being worth it is a total loss. Give me my money. And then you're going to have to switch insurance companies, but your history it'll follow you. It'll follow you. Hopefully, you never have to use your insurance. You just pay for it to stay legal, which is a racket in itself. And then the other one being homeowners insurance, because typically claims on homeowners insurance are upwards of $50,000+, $100,000+, and anybody got time for that. But odds are you'll get dropped. So, heads up. You've been warned. But as I sit here and I talk to you and I think about all these things running through my mind, my brain, things that are happening, things that people are saying, all that's going on. And I think about sometimes switching to Rumble, which is everyone says, oh, go to Rumble, go to Rumble. Sometimes you really got to pay attention to who's yapping in your ear, because they may not be telling you the real truth. They may not be telling you the real story. They may not be telling you what's in your best interest. They may be telling you what you want to hear that will ultimately harm you in the long term. I have a video I'm going to upload to Patreon. I'm going to title it "The Truth About Lies." So if you ever care to know about Rumble, I'm going to put a full synopsis on there of what's happening on Rumble and just how bad it's going to get relatively quickly, like very, very fast. And I'm going to call it "The Truth About Lies," because Rumble's not what you think it is. And if it is what you think it is, then you know the truth. You know the truth about lies. There's creators on Rumble right now that don't know that they're there. So, looking forward to a day, a point in time where blockchain technology really starts to take over, Web3, NFTs. NFTs are going to be a creator's best friend, especially when we can create NFTs, non-fungible tokens, for our content. But I do think that at the end of the day, we all need something. And I needed this. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I needed this. But its simplest point, shape, form is we just need somebody to talk to. Ways of maintaining our mental health could possibly be just as simple as that, having someone to talk to. I received an email for a collaboration invite and from a licensed therapist who specializes in saving men's marriages by helping them heal and become leaders. Something we desperately need. I would agree.